Avdiivka and Bakhmut. Quite a lot has already been said about how important these cities are to the occupants, which they have not been able to capture for more than 6 months of the offensive operation. The Russian forces concentrated units in the direction of Bakhmut and Avdiivka that outnumbered the AFU. These were units of the 1st and 2nd Army Corps, the Wagner Group and the League, the Redoubt and the Battalion Tactical Group 336th Guards Naval Infantry Brigade. As a result, virtually all of these and other units have suffered casualties to date at the level of loss of combat effectiveness. That is to say, the goal set has not been achieved and the human and technical resources have been depleted. In my opinion, the Avdiivka and Bakhmut locations will go down in military history, in textbooks on tactics and strategy, as not just demonstratively, but demonstratively impeccably organized in terms of defense. After all, the defense of these locations is maintained for more than 6 months. But it is important to understand something else. The resource of Russian troops, spent on these locations could have been used in other areas, where its presence would have been disadvantageous for the AFU, to put it mildly. And so, this resource is routinely ground, stuck at Avdiivka and Bakhmut in the grinder from which there will be no way out for the Russians until the APU in this location in a counteroffensive. That way they will at least have a chance to escape. But in the near future we cannot talk about such a change in the actions of the AFU in these locations. There are other, more priority areas with forming conditions. Although, the situation on the front is changing unpredictably. Swataway. Full fire control of the R-66 route from Swataway to Kreminna significantly complicates the life of the Russian occupants. We can directly say that a section of this logistic artery is not available to them for safe and free use. In turn, I would not consider Swatov and Kreminna in a single bundle. I refer more to the combined location of the Rodizhne Severodonetsk Lysychansk, which can be released through Bilogorovka. But not now. Not now, but after Svatovo, where, with a certain caution, but I can talk about the first signs of the forming operational encirclement. I emphasize, to avoid misunderstanding, only signs so far, not the formed operational encirclement. And this is very encouraging, because Swataway may well repeat the story of Izium or Liman, around which when the encirclement began to form, it hastened the escape of the occupants. But with Swataway, things can be more spectacular. First of all, the Russian forces will have to flee from this small town all the way to Starobisk, because they will not be able to be fixed on the whole section of the PO7, with the exception of Mostki, but in the case of a cascading collapse of the defense, even those will not save them. In addition, pressure will form from the north and the issue with the above-mentioned combination Kremenaya Rubeznoye Severodonetsk Lysychansk will be solved many times faster than before. Therefore, Svatovo is the key to the liberation of most of Luhansk Oblast. And most importantly, the conditions for this process are taking more and more shape every day.